What if everything you thought about God was wrong? What if Yahweh isn't an all-powerful ruler, but something else entirely? Not a judge, not a king, but a caretaker. What if his only role is not to command, not to control, but simply to keep the universe from falling apart? And what if, one day, even he will fade away? Before there was order, there was chaos. The universe, wild and unformed. Genesis itself tells us, "Now the earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep." This was not a creation from nothing. This was something Yahweh found, something he shaped. Perhaps Yahweh did not create reality itself. Perhaps he was given a task, a domain to manage, a universe to maintain. This is a universe that trends toward entropy, toward destruction. Left unchecked, chaos consumes all. Order dissolves. Structures collapse. Yahweh's purpose is not to rule over us, not to micromanage our lives, but to preserve the balance. If he removes suffering completely, the system would stagnate. If he eliminated all chaos, the universe itself might shatter. And so, he lets civilizations rise and fall. He lets destruction happen. Because without destruction, there can be no creation. If Yahweh is the caretaker of balance, then he cannot interfere with every event. The universe must run on its own, with minimal intervention, just enough to keep things from breaking beyond repair. This means Yahweh allows free will, but within limits. He does not stop wars, he does not prevent suffering, because to do so would mean taking control rather than maintaining balance. Too much control, the universe stagnates. Too much chaos, the system collapses. So Yahweh lets things happen. As long as the balance remains intact, Yahweh does intervene, but only when necessary. Not to save a single life, not to prevent a single war, but to adjust the balance when it is at risk of collapsing entirely. When civilizations grow too powerful and risk tipping the scale too far, he lets them fall. When disorder spreads too widely, he makes subtle corrections, not to dictate, but to ensure the system survives. Yahweh knows all things end. Even balance is temporary. He has watched civilizations collapse. He has seen stars burn out, galaxies drift into emptiness, and he knows one simple truth. One day, he will no longer be able to hold the balance. The universe is expanding. The forces of entropy are growing stronger. The corrections he makes are becoming less effective. The balance is slipping. Does Yahweh try to resist, to restore order forever? No, because he understands that even gods are not eternal. He does not rage against the end. He does not fight a battle he knows he cannot win. He simply does what he has always done. He holds the balance for as long as he can. But is this truly the end, or merely the beginning of something else? Does another god rise to take Yahweh's place? Does the cycle reset, a new caretaker emerging, one suited for a different kind of balance? Or does everything collapse, never to return? Maybe, on some distant world, another anomaly will emerge. Another small civilization, pondering its place in existence, asking the same questions we ask now. Maybe, just maybe, balance will be needed once more. Maybe Yahweh is still out there, holding the balance for just a little while longer, not as a ruler, not as a judge, but as a caretaker, delaying the inevitable. And when the time comes, when his duty is done, perhaps another will take his place. Or perhaps all things will fade,